Okay, so Germany, Bismarck is going to be the Chancellor of Germany until 1892, somewhere around there, when he will be released. Oh, 1890, when he will be released from that job. Bismarck will have a couple key policies that we want to focus on. One is he'll deal with the Social Democrats. The Social Democrats are this socialist party, and Bismarck wants to limit their influence. And so he will crack down on the Social Democrats. He'll ban them from being able to associate, outlawing them. What we'll see is that they will remain a major player. They will continue to gain interest from working class population. One of the interesting ways that Bismarck attempts to undermine the support for the Social Democratic Party is by introducing social welfare policies into Germany. For example, Social Security, which is pensions for old people. Pensions means payments, monthly checks. So Social Security, this monthly payment for elderly, will be a program introduced by Bismarck in the late 1800s in the German Empire. Bismarck thinks that if the government provides these things for people, people will have no reason to support the socialist party, the Social Democrats. Also, another thing that's introduced by Bismarck is workers' compensation insurance. So if someone is injured on the job, there is workers' insurance so that they could get paid while they're recovering from their injury. And so this is once again an example of Bismarck trying to do things as leader of the government that will have people support the government and not support a more radical socialist party like the Social Democrats. And another policy of Bismarck is the Kulturkampf. The Kulturkampf is his attempts to limit the control of the Catholic Church. Now remember, Germany is religiously divided. The southern part of Germany is mainly Catholic, and the northern part is Protestant. So in the southern part, Bismarck fears that the Catholic Church is dividing loyalty, or is siphoning off loyalty, is resulting in the Germans in the south are not going to be fully integrated into this German nation centered around Berlin, the Prussian capital, and because of the Catholic Church. And so he will implement laws that will basically take over the church. The state will take over the church and control different leaders within the Catholic Church and what can be said within the church. And this is an this is a failure, right? The Catholic Church did not really represent a threat to Germany, and B, this is rejected. Many people really don't like this. Catholics in the South don't like Bismarck doing this. And so eventually the Kulturkampf is gradually ended. And so we just talked about the social welfare policy.
Does that mean there's still division between North and South Germany?
Well, there still is a religious divide, but remember, religion is not that big of a deal anymore because of the secularization of society. And so even though Germany is divided religiously, this is not contributing to like sense of warfare or anything like that. And so the nationalism has trumped religion officially since that period of religious warfare and division. We're 200 years later, after 1648, 200 plus years later, and now nationalism, the sense of national unity, has trumped any religious divisions. Now Kaiser Wilhelm II becomes the Kaiser, the Emperor of Germany, in the late 1880s. And whereas Kaiser Wilhelm I, or Kaiser William I, allowed Bismarck a huge role in making policy, and was okay with Germany not having colonies and Germany playing a limited role on the world stage, Kaiser Wilhelm II will be much more interested in projecting German power. There will be this idea that Germany is deserving its place in the sun. Germany deserves to have its righteous place amongst the major powers of the world. now that Germany is unified politically, now that Germany has advanced economically and industrialized and is the leading industrial power in Europe, it deserves to be considered a major power. Therefore, it deserves to have colonies, and it deserves to be able to project its power by having a strong military and especially a strong navy. Bismarck was always afraid that Germany, so new, so young, just created in 1871, would provoke fear from its neighbors, and so therefore they would oppose it and eventually try to destroy it. So Bismarck went out of his way to develop close relations with the neighbors that he could. For example, with Russia, with Austria-Hungary, and Bismarck knows that Germany cannot really have a close relationship with France because the French hate the Germans, because the French lost the Franco-Prussian War and fear the Germans as a result of that military defeat, and because the French lost territory, Alsace-Lorraine, territory that they felt was part of France. So Bismarck doesn't want to threaten the other neighbors of Europe, for example, Britain or Russia, because he knows that he doesn't want to fight all these countries and that there's a reason that they would fear Germany because it's so powerful. Now, Kaiser Wilhelm II comes into power. He's a little intimidated by Bismarck's long control, long position as chancellor, and he wants to run things himself. So he drops the pilot, and the pilot is Bismarck. And so if he's dropping the pilot is when he fires Bismarck in 1890 from his role as chancellor. And in his place, Wilhelm will appoint a series of weaker chancellors. Kaiser Wilhelm II will be much more involved in policy than his father. And one of the things that he'll support is ending the alliance with Russia. He doesn't think that's in the interest of Germany to continue. He will support a construction of a navy, even though that will intimidate and anger the British and set off a naval race. And he will also say many comments and do many actions that will result in other countries fearing Germany. For example, the Moroccan crisis, where Germany sends a battleship off the coast of Morocco, and that is a French colony. Also, Wilhelm will go to Morocco and say that Morocco should be an independent country. That is a French colony. It seems like he's intentionally trying to provoke a problem. Now, Wilhelm is kind of tone deaf when it comes to how other people will receive what he says. And so he does these things that help to provoke fear of Germany, and therefore set into place the alliance structure that leads to the German defeat in World War I.